guys, what's up? I'm BJ, aka Brock F. and Sampson. This is the lovely Sleepy with us.
That is. Hey, you call me by my title.
I am sorry. I am sorry. I should have messed up. I mean, I don't want to catch the band hammer. Let me restart that, folks. I am co-admin BJ, aka Brock F. and Sampson on all gaming platforms. This is my co-admin Sleepy. We're coming to you. We start a somewhat new series. I don't know if we'll end up doing it weekly or not. We don't really work by no schedule here, but retro gaming. This week, I got one Sega game we're going to touch on, but the rest of them is going to be retro NES games, which we'll be discussing the ones we liked to play when we was kids, the ones we hated, and how the price of retro games lately has been going up. So, with that being said, Sleepy, I know what game you're going to call out, but which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's do Bayou Billy first. I love Bayou Billy.
Here we are, folks. Bayou Billy. For those of you who have never seen it, but if you played any kind of retro games, you did. If you see me hold it over, Sleepy's looking at a different camera than y'all. And just to give you a rundown, it's just original Nintendo game. It don't have a date on here. And all these prices that y'all are going to hear tonight, I looked up. And when I look up prices on eBay, I don't go to the buy it nows. I go to the time ending soonest and auction. That way you can actually see. And all the prices also will be how you see the game. If it's loose, if it's in a box or whatever. Bayou Billy, $1.
That's it.
With 5 minutes left, you can pick it up for 99 cents.
Now,
but if it's in the box and got the books and everything, the least you're going to walk away with any retro game that's still in the box is probably $20. So
now, me and BJ grew up in the same neighborhood. Now, do you remember the what rental place carried that when we were kids?
The only rental place we had was the one a mile from my house.
That's it, Catholic Grocery, baby.
Good old Billy Winkle, still sporting the same beard he had back then. Maybe a little bit grayer, but
hell, down toward the bottom, it's probably still got some of the same food in it from then.
It was tobacco, get it right.
That's it, smoking those gigantic cigars he always smoked.
I think he actually quit smoking them and started chewing on them. And now I think he's done with them altogether.
Now, dude, every time I go in there, I still look at that hallway behind the cooler back there.
Yeah.
Where he always had the movies. Every time I go in there, I always look.
Well, it's the cooler section now. Used to it was just a wall, and where the coolers are, the walk-in coolers, that's where you had the video games. Which back then, about every video store you had was into some kind of convenience store, especially out in the rural area like we grew up in.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he sold like VCRs and TVs and all kinds of crap there for a while.
Yeah, I remember one of the video stores in Lafayette, the closest thing to a town we had. I was late by like a week, and they told my brother, he's like, if your brother don't pay this late charge, he can never rent here again. He's like, just add it to the list of people he owes late charges to on games. They knew better than that. You don't rent a game to a kid and expect it back the next day.
That's it. I mean, you can't just, I don't know.
First of all, they shouldn't have gave, a 12-year-old kid an account at a game store.
Dude, I owed like $50 in late fees at Movie Gallery way back in the day. I don't know about you.
They went after my little brother for that, and they called and it's like, he's going to have to pay for these games. It's like, you do realize y'all gave an account to a 12-year-old kid. And that guy was like, I said, what's your policy? He said, 18 and up. Have good luck getting your money, buddy.
That's it.
But anyways, go ahead.
No, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, late fees were ridiculous back then.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it was like whatever the rental game, you could either rent it for like 2 or 3 days for like $2.99, and then the late fees was like $5 a day.
Yeah, no crap.
But
there's always something with that.
Yep. But anyways, the price, especially retro games, certain ones have always been high, but it seems like here lately they've all been going up. I mean, most of the games you're going to see me holding up, or I ain't going to say most, some of them, there was a game store, I know you know it well, Game Source. And some of these games, was bought for like $2.50. I think Punch-Out was $2.50, and now Punch-Out with bids is $27. That's just for the loose cartridge. So they're definitely shooting up. I'll go ahead and do the rundown of the prices. The Punisher with bids is for Sega, which is this one. It's still in the box, still has the Sega card, still has the book, everything. It's 51 with bids and 4 days left. Jaws, the Nintendo game, is $5. Star Trek, just the loose cartridge, 30. Prince of Persia, 19. Fist of the North Star, 22. Battletoads is between 10 and 20. You got some that's at 10 with a day left, and some that's at 20 with a day left. Punisher for the Nintendo is 20. Super Mario 3 is like $11.50, dude. That game was like $1 every store I ever went to forever. Castlevania 15, and like Mike Tyson's Punch Out blows me away at $27. I mean that. I think everybody that had a Nintendo had that game.
Dude, everybody knew. Like when that game came out, anybody who was anybody had played it and knew all about it. And I mean, I got to play. Daddy would go rent it from down at Catlett, and like no crap, I got to play it maybe twice because the old man would sit in there and drink beer all night and play Punch Out. That was his gimmick.
Yeah, that's it.
And he would always get to the God, what was it? The little magic dude that had the little diamond on his.
Yes, Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger.
Something Tiger, I think's what it was.
Yeah. And that was the one that killed him every time because he had no reason. I mean, he would get to that point and then Tiger would beat the crap out of him.
Well, you know how to tell when to punch them in Punch Out, don't you?
Yeah, because they've always got to tell.
No, there's actually a lot of people don't know this. And every person on Punch Out, when they do one of the special moves, there's a guy, and I want to say it's like middle left of the back screen, his camera flash will go off, and that's when you swing. Every one of them does have a tail, but that's one on every one of them, is when that camera flash goes off, that's when you swing your fist. So that's something a lot of people didn't know. And honestly, I didn't know it either until here recently, and my son, he watches a lot of retro gaming videos, and I saw that and popped it in, and sure enough, they was right. You know, I still made it to like whoever's after Bald Bull. It might be that Tiger guy.
Mr. Sandman? Because
Bald Bull was the first boss.
Bald Bull didn't come into like the third tier of.
I thought Bald Bull. I thought it was Glass Joe.
it was Don Flamenco.
No, Glass Joe was first.
Oh no, it was Glass Joe. It was Von Kaiser. It was.
No, Don Flamingo was next.
No,
and then Kaiser, Piston
Honda
was after Flamingo.
Yeah, no, Piston Honda was after Von Kaiser, buddy.
Okay, so it was Glass Joe, Flamingo.
No, it was Glass Joe, Von Kaiser, and then it was Piston Honda.
Flamingo was in that first tier too.
No, he was in the second tier.
Oh, was he?
The second tier was Don Flamenco, King Hippo, and then
King Hippo.
Tiger.
He still brings a smile to my face because of the Kid Icarus cartoon. Oh, and that's one I didn't mention. Kid Icarus is at 15. That was one of my favorite games.
Oh, that game was hard.
This one right here was the one I wanted as a kid, that Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
And I got it, and I could not play it to save my life. You know.
What the hell was it even about?
It's Double Dragon, basically. I mean, you can't tell it's Fist of the North Star. Of course, it's, you know, kind of their storyline. But it's still just a side-scroller fighter, you know. And this one here is one of the ones that got me and my brother talking about if you could somehow connect with other people and play online, how fun it would be. Battletoads.
Yeah.
You know, that it was one of the first. I mean, you had multiplayer games before that, but, you know, Double Dragon and all, but that one we loved. You know.
Dude, when I was a kid, man, I couldn't make it past Turbo Tunnel. No
really?
way. Yeah, when you're on the bikes.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it past it.
Ninja Turtles for me, that was
The
like
dam.
the Dark Souls of the
my-
Nintendo era.
The
And-
dam.
Yep.
Screw the dam, man. I can't.
And that game right there, I cannot tell you
Lord.
how many controllers got broke because of Jaws. At the end, where you got to ram him with the ship.
I rented that game one time, and then after that, I was done. I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, and to show y'all people how the prices jumped up, that's what $250 was how much that game was paid for. Probably, how long's Game Source been closed, do you think?
Oh God, 10 years.
So maybe at the most 11 years ago, paid $250 for it. Today it's $27. I mean, retro gaming, if you're the type that holds on to their games, and I'll go ahead and say, as you can tell just by the little bit of the screen you can see behind me and the picture under Sleepy's face, which is the upper part of this shelf. You know, I save every game I got. You know, the contest we got going on Facebook right now with the ugly sweater, you're going to get one of the retro games, and it's going to be one of the ones that's worth $10-15 because I do have copies of them. But I save mine. Sleepy, he's one of the ones that tend to trade it in. You know, nothing wrong with either one that you do. You know, it's just preferences. I tend to hoard my games. Sleepy trades his in so he can get new ones.
It used to be worth doing until, you know, PlayStation 3 hit, and then after, you know, that first series of consoles were like backwards compatibility is not viable anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, why the hell keep them?
Well, see, in a lot of my newer ones now, I get digital copies because, you know, I have multiple consoles of the newer ones. You know, I ain't going to say 5 or 6. I have 2 PS4s, 2 ones. And the reason I buy digital is because you can fix it to where both consoles can play the game at the same time. And with me having kids that play, it comes out a lot better that way. But anyways, that's the newer ones. Those of you that might be curious, too young to remember, just wasn't even thought of yet. It's what Kid Icarus looked like. That was another fun game. It spawned, what was the Game Master? It didn't spawn it, but he was one of the
Captain
characters.
Captain N, the Game Master.
I loved that cartoon.
As
and
you
of
had
course,
like
Star Trek. Any game made after a TV show or movie was pretty well crap. But
yeah,
still, that thing
Jesus.
is $30, and as you can see on the price, $250 for it at most 11 years ago. And all these prices, like I said earlier, is with bids. You know, and it's just, to me, it blows me away how these game prices have shot up. And then we'll go ahead and get the rest of the games out of the way so we can just talk. Prince of Persia. Until I got to looking through my games a while ago, and once again, this one was $250. Well, I had it wrote down on here. Oh, $19 is what it is. So you got to look, you know, total 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, $20 worth of games when we bought them, and you're looking at a couple $100 worth now. But yeah, I didn't even realize Prince of Persia come out on the NES. I think GameCube is when I started getting into that. And then later on, it got too far out there. You had to do the rewind in time and, you know, run through stuff 2 or 3 times, and
yeah,
they just beat it to death.
I actually beat that one.
I beat a few of the games. I never played it on that. City Connection is another one I liked. It was just some kind of car that you had to drive through, and it was like a side scroller where you had to jump to the different levels. Me and my cousin played that a lot.
Dude, I always loved Spy Hunter.
Yes. There was another one that was kind of like Spy Hunter, but I want to say it was a helicopter. I played it a lot too. But yeah, Spy Hunter had the car, the motorcycle,
and the boat.
And then, of course, Dragon Warrior. That was probably one of the ones that got me hooked on RPGs. You know, because it never failed. You'd go through and have to fight 2 or 3 jellies that pop up, and then all of a sudden some monster that was like 10 times more powerful than you would come in and take you out with one hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that was never any fun. But what was one of your favorite games other than that Bayou Billy?
So Mario 3. I mean, that was my all-time favorite. You can shake your head if you want to.
That's one of my wife's games. To this day, though, I still will not play her at Dr. Mario because I can beat her at every game, but she will hand my butt to me at Dr. Mario.
I had it growing up, and I ended up trading it to one of my, like, and I know it's funny to think about having, like, girlfriends in elementary school, but, like, she wanted to trade me a game that she had for it, and I can't even remember what game I traded for now. I think it was DuckTales, and I really felt like I came out ahead on that trade.
It's worth $1.
What, DuckTales?
Yeah, I
don't even care. It was more fun than Dr. Mario.
You talking about DuckTales? My favorite Disney one was the Mickey Mouse house.
Castle of Illusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it wasn't a girlfriend if you was having to give her video games. That's like a...
No, she wanted to trade.
Childhood escort.
No, that was like... I don't know. I remember Mama used to leave me over there to hang out at her house at nighttime. We used to make out in the tree house.
That's it. Sleepy's over
there.
there.
We were in like 5th grade.
Oh, I was in 5th grade. It was all the kids skipping school and going to the abandoned house and smoking. Pretty sure we ran into the principal a time or two. What was your most hated game?
I'm trying to think here because I know there's been a couple of games that I rented and they were unplayable. You know what I'm talking about? You
There
get
was
them and you
so many
just
of them that was just broken like that.
yeah, I know, and I can't remember for the life of me the one that I'm thinking about here. But you would rent it, you would play it, and I mean like it was like a menu the whole time.
Yeah.
Uh, God, what am I thinking about? I don't know. I loved Bayou Billy, but it annoyed the crap out of me because you could always fall in the damn swamp. You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about, right? And then it would switch over to where you had to use the light gun. Remember that? And you got no warning ahead of time. It was just like, here you go.
One of the ones I couldn't stand was Ninja Gaiden. It was like you could never time the jumps just right.
Oh, God. Oh, don't even, man. Don't even get me started on that.
And then,
First time I ever,
go ahead.
first time I ever played that, I was at my cousin's house, like way back when.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got Crystal here in the comments. Battle Tanks. Do you have a copy of ET? Yes. And I'm glad you brung ET up because somebody made the comment. I read a lot of retro stuff on Facebook. A guy was talking about how if you have the ET game, it is worth so much money. And that is not true. If you have one of the ones that's certified that come out of the landfill, then yes, they're worth a little bit of money. But other than that, ET was the most mass-produced game that fell flat on its face. But with Crystal asking, well, I can't see it. I ain't gonna spend that much time looking for it. But yes, I do have a copy of ET here somewhere. And that was also pre-internet era. So if you had any cheat codes, you either had to subscribe to Nintendo Power or something, or you was just out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember seeing what was that movie where they showed the flutes and the white blocks and stuff you had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they first showed the Power Glove. But
I ain't got nothing for that damn Power Glove, but
it was a nice concept back in the day, but it mostly got wore like outside somewhere.
The first Ninja Turtles game, man, I think that's about the one I can't stand the most. I mean, the first couple levels were all right, and then you get to the dam, and I mean the game. It's just like there's no way.
Yep.
And I'd go to school and somebody would be like, "Well, I got past the dam," and I mean there was no way for you to know, so you just had to call bull at school.
Yep.
You're looking at them like, I know you didn't do that. I know you didn't. Why are you saying you did that? Oh, I did it. Well, I mean, you have to show me some kind of proof you done it.
Yep.
I want to come to your house. That was back in the day when you had to go to somebody's house and see.
That's it. When you had friends just because of the console they had. I don't like this dude, but he's got a cool Nintendo game.
Or if they had cable. Cable, too.
But one of the ones I guess I'd cheat on the most was Metal Gear, because you had to type in that code for your save.
Yeah.
And I would take whatever code they gave me, and just change a few letters in it. And there was just so many combinations of codes. A lot of times you could just type random stuff in, and it would pop up.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a fun game. What's one of your favorite retro games that's been remade recently?
Probably DuckTales, honestly.
Yeah, I gotta say that's one of the more popular ones.
That's one of the best ones I liked. I mean, I used to kill a lot of time messing around with that game.
Yeah, I also have Tailspin up there.
Tailspin.
That's it. Good old Launchpad McQuack. Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing.
That's it.
Oh, but a lot of the more cartoonier games was some of the funner games, because it seemed like Disney would spend a little bit more time with development. I mean, Double Dragons was a fun game, but it was still just two stick figures running down the road.
Yeah, beating the crap out of just whoever.
Yeah, that's it. There was always that woman in whips and chains that come out. And then, of course, Bases Loaded. I like the baseball game. And then the football
I never
games.
cared for that one, honestly.
Me and my dad, we played a lot of Bases Loaded, mainly because the football game, I would on John Elway quarterback, I'd use that cheat where you could run really fast. And
yeah.
He refused to play a game with me anymore. But, it is what it is. I mean, when you go back, I don't know about you, but when I try to play my original Nintendo now, I've gotten used to other controllers, and I die a whole lot more, you know. But it
Man, you
also
actually
spawned
had
the
to put,
most used cheat code on Contra.
dude, you actually had to have a little bit of skill to beat stuff way back then. Nowadays, it don't even fucking matter.
Yeah,
It don't even matter anymore.
it's all good. We all slip up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. A lot of the older games, they've kind of lost their appeal with kids nowadays. If they can't sign online with their buddies and talk, they don't want to do it. But
I'm sorry, dude. The internet's ruined gaming. It really has.
I mean, I like getting on and just talking with y'all while I play different games sometimes, because we do all play different games. Crystal, the one chatting with us right now, she likes the King's Quest type games a lot. Yeah, tail spins, and she says she remembers Bases Loaded. I like a lot of the RPGs. You play a lot of the fighting games and shooters. So we do have a bunch of diverse videos up here. Probably 90% of our videos are gaming related videos. But this one's a Super Nintendo game. Remember Superman?
Oh God.
That crap game. I'm kind of glad the days of just slapping a label on something that kids liked is over with. Because I can't tell you how many times my dad would come home from the store. I got you a video game. All right, what'd you get? This is E.T. I hate that game, Dad. The only Atari games that was fun was like the tank games and maybe Pitfall. But it is what it is on that. But anyways, we've killed a few minutes on this. I just wanted to touch on some of the retro games. What console would you like to see next that we do?
Who, me?
Yeah. I got all of them, so just name one.
I don't know. We'll do Super Nintendo next.
Super Nintendo next.
If we're staying in that first generation, we'll do Sega, I guess, next.
Yeah, I got Sega, 3DX. I mean,
yeah, we'll do the Segas next, and then we'll work at the Super.
That's it. We'll see if we can.
Well, I mean, I don't know, dude. All the stuff that they did when they turned Sega into like the Swiss Army knife of games. I mean, really, if you think about it, we can spend like 2-3 weeks on Sega.
Dude, Alter Beast took up so much of my time as a childhood, and we'll say that.
Join the club, man.
But I loved that game. And Nintendo, there was just so many games out, and I was fortunate enough my dad bought most of them for me because he didn't like talking to me. So,
crap.
That's how I ended up with a bunch of these. But anyways, for those of you that stuck around, make sure you check out our Facebook. We currently have an ugly sweater contest going. Nobody has entered yet, but it hadn't even hit Thanksgiving yet. We realized that, but we wanted to go ahead and get it started so people could jump in. As of right now, there will be a retro Nintendo game, and it won't be one of the dollar ones. It'll be one of the ones worth $10-15. Because, like I said, I do have duplicates. I'm not going to come off of one of my only copies of something. It is going to come with an unopened Funko Pop and multiple other items. There's probably going to be at least 10 things in the box. And it's all going to be nerd or geek related. So whether you're a kid or somebody that likes collecting or just somebody that wants to try to win something, you do not have to like anything. You do not have to subscribe to anything. When we do a contest here, we just want to do something as a thank you. We don't want you to like us just for our contest. We want you to like us for the content. Because if you're not watching our videos, there's no point in liking or subscribing. Or if you're not, liking the memes and the stories we put on Facebook, there's no need in liking it. We don't want just a number. So, with that being said, Sleepy, you got anything else you want to add to this?
No. And, you pretty well said everything needed to be said.
That's it. This is pretty well the only time y'all will see the Bad Hammer come out. Like I said, unless comments are just overly racist, sexist, or some stupid crap like that, we don't care if you don't agree with us. I mean, I went through my whole life with a lot of people not liking me. I'm good with going through the rest of it that way.
That's
but
it.
We do hope y'all enjoy these videos. We put a lot of how-to videos out. Me and Sleepy's got some videos on streaming. Crystal, she puts a lot of King's Quest videos out, and we all do Overwatch, which that's usually on Twitch, because when we all get online playing, that's usually stuff that can't be put on YouTube and everything.
It's because it's vastly too vulgar.
Oh yeah, we do tend to have a mouth on us, but we also realize that our Facebook page and YouTube page has a very diverse age group, so we try to respect that. But there, make no bones about it, the Twitch page, which is Rogue_South_Gaming, that's where you can see us be us, and that's exactly what it is. But with that being said, we're going to cut to our music and then cut out. So you want to tell them bye, Sleepy?
Bye bye.